Hi, Stitchers.
Hi.
Welcome to the Pattern Queens episode number 32. Today is Sunday, May 31st, and we are here for a Maynia review.
Yes, we are.
So exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Keisha.
And this is a channel about cross-stitch.
And friendship, and rambles, and lots of shenanigans. More shenanigans today than most days, since you get a whole month's worth.
Yeah, and added silliness just because.
Oh, for sure.
So we want to welcome you all to our channel. Thank you for coming back.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for commenting a bunch. We got a lot of great comments on our last video.
Yeah.
So I was so excited. Our last video, we announced that I'm having a baby shower, Sal. We're going to start that on June 20th. And the rules for that is to break out your sheep patterns or your patterns with blue, because we're decorating the nursery with sheep and I'm having a boy. So those are the two types of patterns that you can pick. And it doesn't have to be a new start. It can definitely be a whip.
Oh, go ahead. I've got to find this comment that we had on us.
Oh, yes.
What did they say the hashtag should be?
It should be the pattern print, Sal, which I think is wonderful.
I think that's perfect.
Because we're the pattern queen, so that works for me.
Okay, Katie wants me to show you what she has chosen to do. It's Autumn U from Plum Street Samplers. So I'm just going to get close on the picture.
I love that. Perfect.
And I can't think which pattern it was, but I told you that one of the ones that I showed recently has 3 dogs on a hill, but the pattern says that there is a conversion to do sheep. And I think probably that's what I'll do. And I think it may be Plum Street as well.
Oh, fun.
So Katie and I are kind of on a Plum Street roll lately.
Oh, Plum Street is great. So understandable.
Okay, and speaking of Flosstube, I'm going to tell you guys, all of these people I've been watching in the last couple of weeks, I have just had a great time while I've been working and while I've been stitching, and I've just been through things. So like 7 months ago, Doug and Vicky of Acctgforstitches made their last video, and I watched that one and I just loved it. They talked all about the fabrics that they chose for Nancy and I. As it turns out, the fabric that they chose for us to stitch the same project, which is sampler. I won't say it right. It's the flower sampler, the sampler au bouquet from Jardin Privé. And mine is a really pretty yellow, and I can't remember. Nancy's maybe is blue. You'll have to go watch it and see. They are so fun. So, and then new to me, I watched Java Girl this week.
Oh.
And I don't know if you've ever watched her, but she films out in her she shed, and she took us on a tour at one point of it, and it is just a cute space.
How awesome.
And she was cracking me up because she said COVID, the stay-at-home order, has forced her to be very creative with her finishes. She does kind of finishes kind of similar to Priscilla and Chelsea. And she's been running around her house literally pulling picks and things out of other things in her house. She even emptied a tray so that she could use it as a finishing item.
Oh, wow.
Cracked me up. I just loved it. Then Katie and I watched Tiny Modernist and Kathy Haberman of Hands-On Designs. We watched them do their Nashville review, what they were putting out for Nashville releases. And Kathy's was her latest one, so we got to see some newer stuff from her too.
Oh, awesome.
It was fun, and it's interesting to hear designers talk about their products. So I think it makes you want to stitch them more.
Right. Especially when you know the story behind how things came about.
It's like, oh, I have to have that now.
Right. There's a story attached.
And then I watched Karish Valendar.
Oh, yes.
who
The
is
great
Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Keisha's sister-in-law.
Yes.
And it was really cool to see. She dyes a lot of her own fabric, and she stitches things that are not in my wheelhouse, but it's so cool to watch. And she is a quick stitcher.
Yeah, if you like nerdy things like video game pixel art sort of stuff, if you like Frosted Pumpkin,
Yeah.
Shiloh's really into Frosted Pumpkin. She's just a fun one to watch.
She is. And I forgot about the frosted pumpkin stuff because she's doing one seasonal piece per month.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really cute.
Yes.
So, then I watched Flissy Fish Cross Stitcher. Say that fast 7 times. And I am way behind on her. But I went back and watched the epic 2-hour episode. Really, it was a love fest for last year's Show Me Retreat. And I mean, it just had me in here, just all warm and fuzzy and teary. It was so wonderful. And I sent her a comment that said, I miss you so much. And it's the last chance we get to see her big kitty, because we find out in the next episode that not long after that, her kitty died. So it's kind of a sweet, poignant moment.
Right.
Excuse me. And then
well,
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say our friend Felicity just filmed a collab with our friend Chloe that just went up a couple days ago. So go check that out.
And that's my next one, Miss Chloe S-W. And Chloe is newer to Flosstube, and she's not really been stitching that long, but she's Felicity's best friend, and they have been, Felicity has been like pulling her and got her going. And Chloe always has interesting things to talk about. Like she talks about her, I think it's her gram that she talks about some, and that's very sweet. So then I have a couple more that are brand new to me. Lacey Makes that's Laci Makes, and she is a stitcher here in Missouri, in southern Missouri.
Oh.
She does great projects. She is so fun to watch. The videos, the longest one is like 20 minutes and 48 seconds or something like that. So just under 21 minutes. She had 4 episodes up when I watched, and she may have another one, but I'm trying to get all the way alphabetically down my list. So she's really good to watch. You should go watch her. And then Lisa Abby's Needleworks. Lisa is a sweet, sweet lady who has had it rough in the last few months here. And she just touches my heart. And I love to watch her. She has beautiful projects. And behind her on the wall are quilts. Excuse me, which is always like a bonus for me, to get to see some eye candy like that. Then the other new one I saw is Live from the She Shack with Donna. And Donna lives right on the Missouri River in where am I trying to think? South Dakota? Yes. And she's in a she shack. It is a 10 by 30 foot she shack. And it has all of her plants and things in there. And out behind her is the Missouri River. So like she talks about seeing eagles and all sorts of wildlife. And she has beautiful plants and flowers and things. And she and her sister, and I think another friend or a cousin, I can't remember what she said at the last one, are starting to make bags to sell. And I didn't note the name of the company, but you'll have to check it out because the bags are really cute. And they do some with the vinyl front and some that are solid.
Oh, awesome.
I caught back up with Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts. Nell has more energy and enthusiasm than any other person I have encountered on Flosstube. And she is just like a big ray of sunshine coming into your house. So that was lovely. And then I watched Made by Michelle McGraw. I love how she's just so laid back and fun with things, And then I watched some of Michelle Bendy Stitchy. I am still not caught up, but I will get there because like she's at that's where I am in line, So I'm gonna
Right.
watch it all. And
Yeah.
then Stitching with Friends, I watched their latest episode, and they're always fun and silly.
Yes.
And then this last week, Keisha and I did a thing, and I don't know which video will come out first, that video or this video. So we did Missouri Flosstube collab, the Desert Island Challenge, which was inspired by Brenda and the Cereal Starter. And I just thought it was so fun that they came out and showed patterns. So there are 8 of us on that video call. Laura from Stitching with Friends wasn't able to meet up with us that day, but Katie hopped on with us too.
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
played along. So we will be releasing those. And our other friends are Stitching with Friends, The Backward Stitcher, and Busy Bee Stitches.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of fun to do.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Oh, for sure.
And Beth sent us a little video of all the outtakes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So it was funny whenever we were doing it, anytime we were like starting or cutting, we did this so that we'd know, where to edit points. Well, where Beth edited. Beth was the one who edited the whole thing, and that was so great of her. But there's a clip of me saying, hey, can we just have a whole bunch of outtakes where we're waving our hands? That would be
fun. The other one that was funny is that we were introducing ourselves at the end, and I said, so I am Laura. I am one part of the Stitching Queens.
And I said, and I'm Keisha, and the channel name is The Pattern Queens.
And I'm like, what did I say?
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't watch a whole lot of Flosstube this week, but I did watch some of Michelle Bendy Stitchy because, whenever I'm just kind of having a hard day, I'm like, I'm just going to watch Michelle. She's going to cheer me right on up. And Michelle's doing a cool thing on her Etsy store from June 1st through the 7th. She is donating all of the profits that she makes on the Etsy store to Campaign Zero, which is a fund to help with the problem with police brutality in the country. And, I know that people are kind of divided on this issue, but there needs to be a change. And why not buy a cross-stitch pattern you were going to buy anyway and give that money to a good cause?
Yes.
It's one small thing that we can do.
And awareness is always a good thing.
Right.
So I don't think it's an attack. I just think it's something that needs to be addressed.
Right. And we could all use a little bit more fairness and a little bit more kindness.
Can I tell you that I just lost the screen here with you? So I am trying to minimize all of Katie's windows and find you again. Oh, I suppose I could just go down and hit the big S and that would get me back.
Right. I look exactly the same as I did.
I was closing. She must have 50 screens open. It's like crazy. And I was trying to close a comment up in the corner, and of course it just went to the wrong place.
Right.
Okay.
Keisha, there'd be silliness. We had a little bit of seriousness, and then the silliness happened. It's just.
And I'm so sorry to get in on that. Oh, you want to tell what else she's doing? You told me about before the video.
Oh yeah. So Michelle is stitching the model for the pattern Trimming the Tree, which is this really cute snowman. I'll pull it up while I'm talking about it. But she released this as an exclusive for a get-together at Acorns and Threads, and she did not stitch the model. Someone there stitched it. So she is stitching her model so that she can have it to send to trunk shows, which is fun. And this is a picture of it. It's just this really cute snowman.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so great. But anyway, she is doing it and she's like, anyone want to do a stitch along? And she said in her video on Saturday that she's going to be doing a live stitch with me on Tuesday where she'll be stitching that. So if you have that pattern or want to buy that pattern, now's the perfect time. Stitch it with Michelle. How often do you get to stitch something with the designer?
Yeah, and if you wait until tomorrow, then you can buy it from her Etsy shop, and it'll be, a donation will be made, and you'll get
Yeah,
all of the things with it. So,
right. Perfect. It's the best synergy.
did she say about what time it would be?
I'm not really sure. I'd say just kind of check her Instagram. She might tell you. And she's just at Michelle Bendy on Instagram. So
Okay. All righty. Are we ready to jump into this craziness?
I think so.
Did you get any stash this week?
Well, I got kind of stash.
Ah,
So I'm doing a model stitch for the Black Needle Society. And as a thank you, I got this really cool bag. It's got
I
Hogwarts
love
on it.
that.
I love it. And it's got this little charm here if I turn it the right way so you could actually see it.
Oh.
And then the inside fabric on it's really cool too. And I can't remember who you said this is from.
Kara Kozik.
It's from
Oh, well,
Kozik. And
if I look at the tag on the side that has the name.
oh, and designed the fabric, the inside and the outside fabric.
Oh, cool.
I was looking because Katie turned her head, and I'm like, oh, she's making sure I say it right. And she had it printed and used it to make the bags.
Yeah,
So,
it's a really nice bag. I'm excited. I'm keeping some floss in there for the models. So.
awesome. Okay, I went stashing with Katie Landis. Oh, Katie, you know what? I know that I forgot some of my stash because maybe it's right here. Yes. We made a run to go get fabric for one of the boxes that's coming out soon. And if I said it, I would say the wrong one because I don't. Maybe it's our Camp Black Needle Society. But anyway, so we got that. But I also got some 32 count opal. So it's from Picture This Plus. I love this. It's pink with some like gray green modeling on it.
Oh, wow. That's really pretty.
And I'll kind of do it in a couple of spots to see if we get you a good shot of it. The others I'm probably not going to pull out. This one, the way they cut it for me, they cut this and serged it for me while I was there. It's probably the last trip we'll get to do this because they have closed their retail shop. There is a shop called Hanging Thread, and they have had the rights to list themselves as a Picture This Plus retailer for the last year, but they are not affiliated with Picture This Plus in any way. So we as customers should not be contacting Picture This Plus. You're going through different shops to get things. And if you look on the website, it says wholesale only. So you should not fill out the form. You should not do anything else. I mean, we have a wholesale account, so we can go, and upstairs is a bookstore, and that's pretty fabulous too. I did buy myself a big piece of Heroic, and you aren't going to see very much. It just looks brown there, but Heroic has splotches of red and blue on it. So it is just perfect for all the patriotic stitching that I have been going nutty to start.
Right.
And then this is a Keisha color if I have ever seen it. This one is moss. Look at that green.
That is a Keisha color.
See that modeling even through the bag. So that one was, it was just so pretty. And then the last one I got, I love this color. I'm just popping the backs of them so you can see this. This is Stellar.
Ooh.
Really pretty blue. Okay, come on. There. And I love it too. It's gorgeous. And mine, I think I got everything 28 or 32. Mine are all linen. Linen takes the dye very well. If you buy even weaves from her, or Ada's from her, they will be beautiful. They will not be quite as intense. The even weaves will not be quite as intense.
Right.
So just know that ahead of time. And then I also got, we've been at CC's. I got this year's Prairie Schooler 2020 Santa because
Yes.
Becky has bunnies.
Yes. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's Laura Santa. And it's funny because last year Santa has a sheep.
Oh, so I should pull him out and stitch him. Then I would have at least one stitched.
Right.
Fabulous. I'm trying to dig down to the bottom of this bag so you get a lot of crinkle crinkle from me. Also, while we were there, I saw this pattern that Kathy, the shop owner, designed, and her company is Rosie and Me. This one's called Count Your Friends, and it's really pretty.
Oh, wow.
The borders. It says, count your garden by the flowers, never by the leaves that fall. Count your days by golden hours, don't remember clouds at all. Count your nights by stars, not shadows. Count your life by smiles, not tears. And with joy through all your lifetime, count your age by friends, not years.
Oh, nice.
I loved it. And she said, this is adapted from My Daily Prayer, written by May D. Caswell on December 3rd, 1941. So, kind of cool. Then I found this beautiful piece of Fiber on a Whim stone, 36 count. Kathy and I looked. She didn't have the fabric in that she had used. And I found Classic Colorworks Argyle socks.
Oh,
And
wow.
I got to kit it up with the designer, so that was fun.
That's gonna look so good.
So this is Kathy approved.
Nice. That's always good.
And she was lovely about it because, like some designers don't like for you to change their things. But Kathy was like, oh, that's so you.
Yeah.
Your shop owners should know what you really like.
Right.
So, and I loved that. Then we also went to Quilter's Station. It's a quilt shop, and they have some stuff in stock that Katie's looking at me saying, don't tell, don't tell. They have some things in stock that, we really needed to find. That's all I'm going to say about that. But the other exciting news is that they told us that in a couple of weeks, they will be expanding their cross stitch area.
Oh, wow.
And that'll be good because right now it's like crammed into two little aisles.
Right.
So I found from Chessie and Me this kit, Whale Watch, and it's from last year. I have been wanting this.
I like that.
And it comes with all the silks and beautiful fabric. I'm really excited about that one. And for me, oh, and there's a gift for Keisha because, we always like to find things for Keisha.
I didn't know I was getting gifts.
We always think of you when we're out. Okay, and this one I'm going to open up. When we were at Picture This Plus, they did not have a piece of this that I found, and Katie said, "Oh, I remember that," or that I wanted. That didn't make sense before. Katie goes, "Oh, I know they had this at Quilter's Station." So this is Picture This Plus Havisham, and I got 28 count. Havisham has some yellows and purples in it.
Well, yeah, it has to look like a moldy wedding dress.
Can you see that?
Yes. Ah, that's so good.
I mean, it's beautiful fabric. So that is my stash.
Awesome. You always have such good things.
Well, if I would just, stop buying, it would be really good. I think that I don't think I bought anything online this week, but I know that Katie got, she'll have to tell me who it's from. She got the Stitch Along for the Secret Garden, which is a book club and stitch along. Who's that?
Sapphire something.
Is it Sapphire Mountain? Sapphire?
Look it up.
Katie's gonna look it up quick, but she got the beginning of that.
Awesome.
So she's kind of excited. Now she has to get some good fabric to do it on, and she's ordered, and yeah, she's just waiting. So
yes, Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts.
Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. You should check them out, and maybe check out Busy Bee Silly Me on Instagram, because she has been stitching one of the stitch alongs and has shown some updates there.
And the Coffee Stitcher has been stitching the Secret Garden one.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's the one, yeah, Katie's doing. Katie picked up this week, and I'm not showing it, tons of fabric so that she can start work on designing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my match. Okay, whips.
All right, whips. So we told you we were going to do basically our month in review, our Maynia wrap up. So we're just going to start at the beginning of May, catch you up on everything you missed, and once we get to the end, we'll show you all of the things that we worked on this week.
Mm-hmm. We'll just show you in order what we've gotten.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to get to my my patterns here. I didn't have that open. Okay, so the first thing that I worked on this month is Pretty Little Chicago from Satsuma Street.
Oh, yeah, and you got crazy and started it over one.
Yes, because I didn't have a piece of fabric big enough. This was whenever I was waiting for my 1, 2, 3 stitch order to come in. So I found a piece of neutral fabric that was not big enough, so I was like, well, over one she is.
Wow, it looks so good.
Thank you. I love this one. I'm really excited to pull it back out. And this is just a 28 count natural linen. So yeah, I'm excited to stitch on this one some more now that I have all the floss in.
Okay, and my first day was Primavera from Satsuma Street. Oops, you know what? I can unplug while we're doing this. Since I'm stitching from my device, I've been plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm showing you pattern. There we go. Okay, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I am stitching this on 40 count. I don't know if it's white or slightly off-white linen. And I finally did get that other color, the variegated stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I started filling that in too.
Oh, I love that.
So that was day one.
All right. And then I think you have another one that you started before our May the 4th starts. So I'll let you go next.
I did. Well, I started them both on the 4th.
Oh, you started them both on the 4th? Okay. Well, then I'll go ahead and show my May the 4th. So on May the 4th, we both worked on Star Wars related patterns.
Yeah.
And I worked on Floral Death Star from Rocking Horse Cross Stitch. And this was already one that I had started, so it was a whip. And this is where I got on it. I got the whole top half of it done.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
I love this too. Be prepared for me to say every time I pick something up that, oh, I'd like to stitch that some more. But yeah, I really had a good time with this. And this is just on a piece of 28 count white even weave that I probably got at Joann's.
Cool. Okay, I have two. So the first one is I started Holiday Hoopla 4th of July by Brenda Gervais. And I started this one. I didn't pull it out of the package. I started this one with the winner of my goodies, Doreen. Mm-hmm. I think she's already finished. But I am working on 40 count. And I have Sam Has Pants and you. And then I have the flagpole, and part of the flag started and the number 4. So it's moving along pretty well. It's kind of tight little linen. So it's been interesting for me with that.
Right.
And let me throw that back in. And then my other one for the 4th is floral Darth Vader, which will be for my son.
I love that.
I asked him if he really wanted, if he would like that, and he's like, sure. That's always his answer. Sure. So I let him pick the fabric. Well, this is precious metals fabric, I believe from Silk Weaver. And it is the most fabulous stuff to stitch on. I think it's 28 count. And you can see I pushed hard and I managed to get the whole helmet outlined. So now I just have all the fun fill in.
Right.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Oh, for sure.
So.
And then the next thing we would have started would be our Hawk Run Hollows, but we'll show you those at the end since we worked on those this week, of course.
Oh, you don't want to just show it now?
I mean, we can. If you want to show it now, I'll show mine now.
Okay, let's do it now because I've got mine in order.
Okay. Well, I'm stitching Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, and I started this block here, the 5th block.
That is a beautiful block. I mean, I like them all, but
yeah, that one's really good. I didn't get a whole lot of progress this week, but I think for the month, it's pretty good progress.
Yes.
So,
and
this week,
what did I figure out that I figured out that we would have to do like over 8,000 stitches to get these blocks done?
Yeah, we're not going to get all of these done during the month. This week I just put in these rows here. I had a really long Thursday, so not a whole lot of stitching got done, but that's okay. Not a whole lot of stitching has to get done every day.
No. And I think maybe I just suffered a little burnout after last week. So this is mine. It's a year at Hawk Run Hollow. And I am on the May block, obviously. And I got this much done.
Nice. Oh, those bees are cute.
Thank you. And I did some of the yellow flower this week, so I really didn't get much done. There are about, a half dozen more bees, maybe just 4 more bees to add. And I have to put the word bring up in the corner and finish these big flowers. But, oh, and it was a me-sized house on there.
Yes, a Laura-sized house.
And we'll be moving on this coming week.
Yeah, this Thursday is a new block.
That's terrible. I'm going to have 3 unfinished blocks.
It's okay. I will have 4 unfinished blocks. So you're ahead of me.
So next, what did we do?
The next thing we did is we worked on You Be Well, which is the Be Well and Stitch freebie from Shepherd's Bush. And I stitched this with exactly none of the called for colors. And I stitched it over 1. So it's a really, really tiny one.
And at the same time, while yours is up there, I stitched mine on 10 count Tula with none of the called for colors. And that is my guy.
They're so cute.
Mine is so big and yours is so little.
So little. Whenever we can finally film together again, we'll just have to hold them up next to each other.
Yes. I think we held them up with a little bobbin so people could get scale. The thing I loved about this is that I used pearl cottons. And so mine is very, it's very woolly looking.
Yeah.
So,
I really like the look of yours.
It's so fun. I love your tiny one.
Oh, thank you. I like it too.
Oh, and then for Mother's Day.
Oh, yes. Let's see if I can pull up a picture of that, because the picture...
I've got it right here if you need me to.
Okay, I'll go ahead and let you do it.
They're all in my books. So, come on, tap. There we go. And it isn't, there's not a cover page with it.
Yeah.
But it's one of the freebies from the Be Well and Stitch. It's from the Blue Flower.
Mm-hmm.
We love that. And that was our Mother's Day start.
Yes. And so mine, I'm stitching on, I believe this is 28 count Lugana in the color Fern from Color and Cotton. And I'm stitching it in the called for Dinky Dyes, which is new for me. I've never stitched in silks before. But this is where I got on it.
So pretty.
I love it. I'm excited to work on this again too.
And while she has hers up, here's mine on 32 count Tutu from Color and Cotton. And I am using all Dinky dyes, but I think I only had one of the called for colors.
Mm.
So like I've changed my lettering to purple because I didn't have a nice teal.
Right.
But that's what those look like together.
Yeah. Ah, I just love this one.
It'll be fun to stitch on that.
Ah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so then what did we do? Oh,
yes. This was the week of samplers.
yes. Yours is so cool.
Oh, I am so excited. So the next thing I worked on is Aberlowney 1825 from Erica Michaels. I love this piece. I can't even tell you how much I love this piece. But anyway, this is where I got on it.
Wow.
And I did this top border here, this border, and then all of the eyelets. I learned how to do eyelets.
And irregular eyelets.
Yes, yeah, they're all spaced out weird and not the same size. And this is on a piece of dirty linen from Zweigert, and it's 32 count, I believe, and it's a color conversion done by the great Michelle Garrett.
That's so fun.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep talking about how much I like all of the things I did.
We've had a great Maynia.
Yes, we really have.
Okay, I worked on Jane Marshall 1857, a fundraiser for 2 brigades of the New South Wales NSW Rural Fire Service in Australia. Come on, tap it. Just did this for me. This is what that looks like. It was one you could purchase early on, and all the proceeds went to the charity that was named there. This is from Hands Across the Sea, and I love this. Now I'm a little concerned maybe about, and I don't know, I'll have to put this behind it, about the alphabet at the top, but I might be okay with it just being subtle.
Yeah.
So that's what I've gotten done. Those reds are really bright.
Hey,
that is hard to see. So, and I can't remember what my linen is. It must be 36 count though, because I'm only using one strand.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I needed to use maybe a second strand with that, but I still love this, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it's so good.
Ooh, then next.
Ooh, the next thing we worked on was Light from Barbara Anna, and this is a freebie as well. And let me fold this fabric a little bit. This is where I got to on her.
So pretty.
I like this one too. I don't know what I'm going to work on, whatever May's over. I want to work on everything.
We're going to just work on all the things. Yep.
Just work on all of them.
And mine, okay, this is one of my favorite Love You More bags. It's called Honey Crisp. And like, we still have some in stock because people did not buy it last fall, which just cracked me up. And inside is this pretty green that also has some of those little hints of gold on it.
Oh, wow.
It's like nobody's business. But here's mine on just some really pretty green. And I can't remember the name of it. Laurel. It's Laurel. So I think it's just a Witchell linen. Very sheer. If I hold it up, I think you can see me through it.
Yep.
But I just loved how all the colors played off of it. And I am actually going to use a color and cotton floss with it. Her dress will be blue.
Oh, fun.
So, okay, I got to move those over a little bit. Okay, then what's next?
Well, what's next? This was the week of new starts for me. So, Light was a new start. And then I started Be Welcome from the Black Needle Society. And I tell you, I need to stop stitching so many things over one. I feel like it's becoming an issue. So the story behind why this one's over one is because I have the perfect fabric for it, but found out that Katie is doing another color conversion on this. So of course I want to stitch two, and I want to stitch them both on the same color fabric. This is Hickory 32 count Lugana from Color and Cotton. And this is my little beehive.
Look at that darn stinking cute thing.
It's so cute. I like it a lot. But those stitches are tiny. This is the first time I've ever stitched over one on 32 count. A little bit tight.
Just a wee bit, huh?
Just a little bit.
So mine for that day is Be Well from Jeanette Douglas. And I finished mine. I was trying to get the light to pick it up a little more. There we go. And I left the words off. I'm thinking maybe I'll put my initials over here and then 2020 over here. So I may go back and add a little bit more to it. I've just been enjoying looking at it because it's so pretty. I used all the called for colors. This linen is I won't think of the exact name of it, but it's from a Fabric of the Month club that I had more than 20 years ago. So I definitely worked from my stash on that one, which was kind of fun. But I did purchase all of the flosses.
Okay.
Because they were encouraging us to support our LNSs with those things. And believe me, I've supported my LNS and several other LNSs around.
Right.
COVID. So next.
The next thing, we started this together.
We did.
Quilting Bee from the Blue Flower. I'll show you the back. So that's just the pattern. And I realized that I stitched a pretty symmetrical spot, so I'm not sure which way is up, but I don't think it matters right now. This is where I got on it. And this is on 30, or it might be 28 count Lugana in the color Moss from Color and Cotton.
And mine is so exciting. Here's mine alongside hers. I did mine on like 40 count, and this is the prettiest fabric. The fabric is what you're going to ooh and ah over here right now. And all I did was this bottom line. And normally I would like leave an uncrossed stitch in there, but it was so tight that I decided to leave the holes.
Right.
And I'll go back and put those in. I thought it would help me count and be accurate as I'm starting to add the motifs in along the bottom.
Yeah, definitely. I really liked this fabric. And so I wanted the bee just right in the middle of it because I think whenever I eventually get it framed, I want a lot of this fabric to show because I really like the color of it. So I started on the bee.
That's cool. Okay, then next.
All right, well, now we're getting into stuff that we worked on this past week. So I thought that I might get close to a finish on this piece, but I didn't. Because last weekend I ended up going to visit my parents, so that took a lot of the stitching time I would have gotten.
Oh, yeah, that was your big exciting news from Sunday.
Yeah. So I worked on In the Forest from Stitch Rovia, which is just such a sweet piece. I love this a lot.
So cool.
And this is where I am on it. So
I love those colors.
Oh, thank you. So I finished up this tree here and got this and started on the deer. But like I said, it wasn't not a whole lot of progress, but I had other stuff going on.
Okay, and I started Forest by Satsuma Street.
I love that.
And it just always puts me in mind of Keisha's piece. And it's all called for in DMC, which is so fun to me. This fabric, I don't think I have the other piece in here. Nope. This fabric is something that I picked up, I think, at the garage sale, and I really like it, but it's a slightly off-white.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that tree. Is that the coolest thing?
It's so cute.
And I actually stitched past the time we had allotted so that I could finish up the tree because I just really wanted to see more of it.
Right.
Okay, then Sunday.
Well, this is all you, because the next thing that I started is a model, and I cannot show you the model.
Okay. So I have loved this piece that my friend Deanna stitched ever since she did it, and I have teased her relentlessly because when she did it, she said, "Oh, I stitched this for my best friend," and I'm like, "Oh, so I'll see it in the mail any day now, right?" But she said this one tormented her, and it's this one that says Joy.
Mm-hmm.
I think what tormented her, I don't know if you can see them. There are about a zillion little French knots in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm doing them, and I think I'm going to do some etoile on here because there are stars and some bits around that I feel like should be sparkly.
Right.
So who doesn't need a little sparkle in their life, right?
Exactly.
So what I got done, I was pretty pleased. I stitched in the car on the way to Picture This Plus because I was supposed to start the new Stitch Rovia, my new Stitch Rovia that day, and I just didn't want to do that in the car.
Right.
It would have been on my device, and I would have had to mess with that, and this was a pattern I could start, and I didn't even need the pattern.
Wow.
I'm not quite finished with all those little soldiers, but I am close.
Yeah, that's a lot of progress.
So I was pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on Monday, on Memorial Day, I started this for my husband because that is a nickname I have for him from when we used to play cards with my mom and dad. He always would have an ace, no matter what I played. You know, I would have like the best things, and he would have an ace.
Right.
So I call him Ace in the Hole. And I like that one a lot. I think that spade was probably the best one to choose for that. It's a great shape. Here are the other 3 little thumbnails from the series, and I'm not going to be doing those because just this one held some significance. Oh, and that whole background is filled in, all of that. And it's two-tone, cream and white.
Oh, gosh.
And they don't put these things on any kind of a card. They don't tell you how many lengths of each one you have. So you just kind of have to guess.
Right.
And some of my things are very close. Like I have light purple and medium purple and lavender.
Yeah. Yeah, when I sort of Mill Hill, you almost have to sit with really good light over your things. And some Mill Hill kits will actually tell you how many links that they give you, but some don't. So it's just, did you get a lucky kit or an unlucky kit?
Yeah, I got an unlucky kit. So Mill Hill, here is my request for you. Put them on a card already, have them labeled, and tell me how many links of each color. There is a blue that is so light in here that I thought it was a white until I got it next to just the whites. But in with the whole thing, I couldn't tell. And the white and the cream, I mean, like even laying them together, I'm not sure. So if they had told me how many links, I would have been able to separate it out. But if they would just put it on a card of some kind, that would be awesome. You don't even have to label them. Just put them on a card in the order that you list them on there. So the other amazing cool thing that happened on Monday is that Katie and I, the Black Needle Society, released our newest retreat in a box, which is the Nice List. And it is an advent calendar, countdown calendar. And that the 25-day boxes sold out in less than 6 minutes.
Wow.
It was like,
Amazing.
ah! And our phone just kept going off, going off, going off. It was so fun.
That's awesome.
There are still some 12-day boxes available, and we have been looking at those and just found out about some more cool things that will be happening in the box that we haven't revealed, because we've got to have some of it be a surprise for you.
Right.
But I think no matter which box you get, you are really going to love it.
Right. And those 12-day boxes are worth it because you get all 3 of the exclusive designs.
Right. And you also get some other little goodies.
Right.
To fill up your 12 days. So really, really cool. And the 12-day boxes will start on December 13th and run through the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So that is that. And then, Keisha, I'm trying to decide, did you do your Stitchrovia?
I didn't. See, the ace and the ornament were 2 extra ones that you threw in. So I hadn't planned starts for that. And so the Stitchrovia, I was going to work on quotes to live by when you started your Stitchrovia piece. But then Katie Landis showed up at my house with cloths and a piece of fabric and was like, model stitch? So I started the model.
Okay, let me show this one, my Stitchrovia piece, and then we will talk a little bit about our models. Okay, this one is Bloom, and it is from a magazine. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It is from Cross Stitcher June 2018. And she does have other Bloom where you are planted patterns, but that is the one that I had chosen to do for this. And in my stash, I had 2 pieces of 40 count fabric, or of 40 count of yellow fabric. And I have chosen 40 count Summer Sunshine Linen from Zweigert,
Wow.
from Silk Weaver. And I have the teeniest, tiniest little start because it's 40 count. But it's so cute. There it is.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I am just using all of the called for DMCs. And yep.
Wow.
They're so, so cute. And those are not greens. There's no green in here. That's actually blue.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yes. So that was fun. Okay, let's talk model because we're stitching the same model.
We are stitching the same model. So
yeah. Go ahead.
There are 2 different color conversions for the piece that we're stitching. One that's in all DMC, which is the model I got, and one that's in overdyes, which is the one that you got.
Yes. And mine is on 32 count vellum, right, Katie? From picture, she's over here, so I'm like, right, Katie, right? Let me change my fabric just a little bit because you can't see where I started.
Right, and vellum is one of the new neutrals from Market, right?
Yes, and it's great. It's got, sometimes it's it looks a little greenish to me. Katie thinks it looks more taupe or grayish. And so I'm doing the version with the overdyed flosses. So I have Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks.
And I told Katie that the color palette makes me hungry because there's like pumpkin pie and cherry cobbler and all that.
And it is, I'm trying to see if I can get it fanned apart a little bit here for you so that you can see it. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Which way do I cheat? This way a little bit. There we go. So that vellum is really, really nice. And then those are all the colors. Look at that. So fun.
There's a Flosstube. Instagram.
Oh, Katie's saying to me, there's a floss toss on Black Needle Society Instagram.
Oh, nice.
I left these like this for now. I
Mhm.
bagged them up, but I left them like this just so I could show you guys, because yum. And I'm keeping mine in my Love You More Potions class sleeve.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I don't have my sleeve in here that I'm keeping mine in. I'm keeping mine in the, I don't remember what you called it. The Daily Profit one.
yeah, it was called the Daily
It was called
Prophet.
the Daily Profit? Okay. So I'm keeping my fabric in there and I'm keeping my floss in the bag I showed you earlier. And how's this for a tease? I'm just going to cover it up with the bag. And then this is parchment, but I can't remember who's the fabric dyer on it.
It's Fabric on a Whim.
Okay. And you showed that in a video, was it last week's?
Yes, and also that's the same dyer that I'm doing Kathy's piece on, Rose.
So, but anyway, it's really nice to stitch on, and it's that's a piece of 36 count, so I'm using one strand. It's been really fun.
Okay, and then
our last
day.
Okay, I was so excited to get to this one. I have been waiting all month because this has been in my stash for a little bit, ever since the day it was posted in the Magical Stitches and Literature group.
I have it if you want me to show it.
Oh, I have it right here if you want.
Okay.
Well, okay. This is Evil Queen from Bendy Stitchy Designs. And it's a poison apple with a crown on it.
It is so gruesome. I love it.
I love it so much. I'm so excited about it. And I stitched like crazy on this yesterday.
Yeah,
so this is where I am. And this is on a piece of 32 count Lugana in the color Moonstone from Color and Cotton.
And mine is on a piece of 32 count Belfast from Silkweaver, Needleworker's Delight. And it's what I stitched my Come In for a Spell last year.
Okay. I was trying to figure out where that fabric was from because I knew it was familiar.
So we did a floss toss. It's all DMC, but I wanted to get a little bit of the contrast. So I started the second green, the next darker green.
Oh, right.
And added that in. And
go ahead.
It was so fun.
Yeah. I started with the crown. And I don't know if you can tell, but that crown's kind of huge.
Yes.
And so I did the whole outline and I was just filling in, but I kept getting bored of filling it in. So I do one length of the fill-in color and then I do some of the green just to break it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I got caught in the middle, so now we can talk a little bit about the fun stuff here. I got caught in the middle of this by Katie Landis, who suddenly realized that it was May. Actually, she just decided, she said, I should start as many projects as you're starting in May. How many is that? And I said,
I've been buying all of this stash and I haven't started more than one project this year.
So she said, well, how many are you starting? I said, well, with Stitch Mania, normally this year for me would mean that I started 20 projects. And I counted and I was at 16.
Right.
So I have my Halloween bag. Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
Because today is the 31st, but I ended up sitting with Katie. We were up late, trying to. She divided things into categories. She did a full-on stash dive, and she chose a pattern from like several different categories, and pulled out 20 projects. So you guys will have to watch. I don't know if she'll post these on the Black Needle Society or what, but we decided to have a marathon today. So we are watching Harry Potter all day, and we are starting a new project every hour. But for me, I'm not starting new things. Well, we'll talk about the Halloween in a minute. I'm touching all of my Maynia pieces from the whole month.
Nice.
So kind of cool.
Yeah, and then I just kind of invited myself along, but figured that working on that many projects in a day would make me a little bit crazy. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be working on the Evil Queen for an hour and then working on the model for an hour and just switching back and forth between those two.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I have not kitted up everything that's in that bag, and a bunch of them are left from last year from the 13 starts of Halloween with Athena. Mm-hmm. And so I have them all on my wheel. I wanted to look real quick. I have 33 options on there, and my wheel looks like this. I don't want to kit up any more than 2. However, if I spin more than 2 new ones, I'm just going to set it aside and I will start it in the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Let's look and see. And I marked them so that I would know whether I've started them or not. So the first one.
Ooh.
Wicked from the Primitive Needle. That is a new start. I'm just taking a picture of all of these so that I'll remember
right.
later. Okay, so then the second one. Another new
it wants you to do new starts.
Across the River, 2009, Rosie and Me. Now that one won't be bad because it's all kitted up.
Oh, okay.
So that shouldn't cause me any grief. Okay, then the next one. Look, another new one. Frankenfauna from Sam Sarah. Okay, I kind of played with this and practiced yesterday, and I spun 2 new starts and 2 whips. So far, no whips today.
Whips.
Come on, whips. We need a couple.
Nope. No.
Gosh. Oh, from Threadwork Primitives. That one may have the stuff with it too. Okay, I'm going to keep spinning until I get a couple of whips. So I will have these in order in my photos. Okay, here we go. This is craziness, Keisha.
Just wants you to start all the new things with Katie. There we go.
There. Perfect Pumpkin, heart in hand. Here's the problem. That one, yes, it is a whip. It's a very old whip. And the floss has gotten separated from it. So I will have to look and see if I have floss. Okay. But that's okay. We're going to get a couple more here.
Nope.
Another new one. Autumn Basket by Lizzie Kate. I can't even think what that one is, but I must have really liked it. Okay, I don't know how many I'm up to. Let me look quickly at my photos. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already, but I think only one is a whip, and it's one that's not kitted. Okay, let me go back to that. So we're still there. Let's try for a couple more. I give up at 10, and then I'm going to just...
Oh, there we go.
At First Cock's Crow from the Sisters book by Blackbird Designs. That one's cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's 7.
All right.
Another one. A Halloween Sampler 1 from Homespun Elegance. I don't remember starting that. It must be tiny. I think it's probably one that I did last year with Athena. So that gives me 3 whips and 4 new starts, if I'm correct here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5 new starts and 3 whips. Okay, we're going to stop there. So that's the silliness that I'm going to do, and I'm going to look at those and figure out where I can work them in. Perfect Pumpkin would be perfect for later on because it's like 28 count fabric.
Oh.
And it would be good for my tired eyes because Katie has figured, and we're supposed to stitch until like 3 a.m.
See, I will have to tap out at probably about 10 because I gotta go to bed.
You have to go to work tomorrow. Right. So last day of school was officially last Friday. I was really sad to miss. They did a couple of things where the kids could come up and say goodbye, and I just elected to stay home. That was a very hard decision. We really talked about it here at home, but you know, I just don't need to be in contact with a whole bunch of people.
Right.
So I've been very careful, and I am diabetic and have some other concerns as well. So I just didn't want to be, my age plays a factor. I didn't want to be out and about, and especially with the kids, because the kids know I'm always good for a hug.
Right.
And I didn't want to be saying no all day.
Yeah, that would make you very sad.
It would have. So, anyway,
All right.
that's where that is. And that's going to be a fun rest of my day. I'm excited to look through my bag. I really want to go through my bag right now and see what I just spun,
Right.
to see what's in there. And maybe something's kitted up and I don't know it.
Yeah, that'd be good. So what are you planning for the rest of the week?
Oh, okay. Well, let's do this. So, you know how I love the wheel and I've really missed it. Also on here for this week, I have my 10 and 20, which is actually just a 9 and 20 because I did have the one finish.
Yes.
I'm trying to see if it really, yeah. Okay, so watch. Here we go. This will be my focus during the week when I'm not working on other stuff. Oh,
Ooh.
Blackberry House. The one that needs the most love because
Mhm.
it was a new start. So that is exciting for me. And I'm getting a text. And then I don't know if I need a whip, but you know what? I am going to spin one of these. And if I choose to work on a whip this week, or the next time I choose to work on a whip, this is what it will be.
Ooh.
Oh, it's the one I just talked about.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Nice.
Okay. So that's the one I wanted to pull out this next week.
Awesome. That works out perfectly then.
So, see, those wheels cooperated with me.
Hmm.
What are your plans?
Well, we'll be starting the next block of our Hawkrun Hollows on Thursday.
Yes.
So that's exciting for both of us. Um, and then I will continue to work on the Black Needle Society model. And I'm just going to be drowning in models and things that I can't show you. I have another model for Bendy Stitchy Designs that I've had for a while. It was one that I got after the first model I stitched for Michelle, but then it got kind of pushed back, so it's going to be released later on this year, I think. But I would like to get it done before the baby gets here. So I'm going to start that tomorrow because I told her I'd start it once Maynia was over. So I'm going to be alternating between those two models and probably pick up something that I started in May because I just love all of these projects sitting here. And so that I have something that I can actually, show next week whenever we get together.
I'm going to say that I did Mania a couple years ago and chose all new projects to start, and I have not finished them. I mean, I finished a couple of them, but I have not finished them. And I think that I chose things that I felt like I should start.
Mm-hmm.
And this year I had a different focus. I can tell you that I love stitching from my device. At home, I do. I don't know how I would feel out because, like, I plug it in when I'm here at home. So,
right.
When we finally are able to go back to Panera, maybe I'll bring one along and try it out. Maybe what I can do is bring one on there and bring a paper pattern project also.
Right. It's really nice to take your device whenever you go places because you don't have to worry about losing your pattern. You don't have to worry about something getting spilled on your pattern or anything like that. That's kind of the nice thing, but you definitely want to make sure you have a charged device or at least a portable charger with you.
I want to show you the other thing I like. Okay, I'm going to flash this back here. So this is the size of Michelle's pattern. However, when I am stitching on it, I can make it this big.
Right.
And that is fabulous. And especially like when we stitch at Panera, it's oftentimes dark in there.
Mhm.
So for me to be able to blow the pattern up and be able to see it, and my I'm going to just click that off. My iPad, the case has a stand, so I can set it up, so that it's already propped up. I don't have to worry about it. It's fabulous.
Right.
So.
Well, and if you are using a paper pattern, because I know whenever we go to Panera, you stitch on Hawk Run Hollow, you can take a picture of the pattern and then you can blow it up, because I've done that sometimes.
The same way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that sometimes trying to find those darn little symbols is just frustrating. So, other than that, I was going to show you guys, I don't think I showed you this last week. I filled up my May. So everything is on there. I had so much fun, and I will fill in a few other things. I have this all ready, and I will fill it in as I go. And up here, this is my theme for June. Whip-tastic June. And Keisha told me, well, if you start your model, then it's a whip too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I have a couple things on there, and I'll figure out what I'm doing. So, and I have, I put a little sticker across here to remind me that I'm going to do Keisha's, and so I noted it down here at the bottom what my new stuff will be for the 20th.
Wow, exciting. I didn't realize. I forgot that the 20th is the first day of summer.
Yes, and it's Father's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it should be fun, and it'll be cool to be able to celebrate you that way.
Definitely. I'm excited. I'm just excited to see what everybody stitches so I can get more ideas for sheet pieces.
And if you didn't understand, these are pieces for you. So pick something you love, and if you want to send Keisha your piece, you can contact me and mail it to me, and I'll surprise her with it.
You could if you want to, but this is definitely like a stitch a sheep or a blue pattern that you like. You do not have to send them to me.
And then you said, or stitch something for someone you love, which could be yourself.
Right. So really, if you want to participate in the baby shower, Sal, you can stitch on anything you want, and it can already be started. I just want to celebrate.
Just stitch it and hashtag it pattern prints Sal.
Yes.
So do you have your thing all ready, like that you could lay out and get a picture?
I don't have it kitted up.
Oh, okay.
So I need to order fabric big enough for it.
That's true. I was thinking that if I get mine all together, then I will get a picture and I'll start that hashtag.
Okay, sounds good.
Then at least we'll have it. But that's it. So I think there's nothing left to say except thank you.
Yes,
which we kind of already said earlier.
Right. Thanks for being here. Thank you for leaving comments. We love them.
Yes. And we are not always timely with our replies, but we do reply to pretty much everything.
Right. We try to anyway.
Yes. So I think that's it for this week. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good week.